The Everglades is a beautiful, vast, natural wetland of southern Florida. It consists of several marshes, mangrove forests, and swamps. Due to extensive growth in that area, as well as agricultural use in the early 1900s, the Everglades began to die. Therefore, in 1928, Ernest F. Coe pitched the idea of Everglades Natural Park, devoted to protecting the wildlife. Now, however, the Everglades has a new problem. The Everglades is like no other place on the planet. It covers over 4,300 square miles of Florida. Also, the abundance of limestone in the Everglades form the Floridian Aquifer, which provides fresh water for most of northern Florida. The Everglades even consists of islands and is the largest subtropical wilderness in the United States. It also provides more than half of America's sugar canes. Also, it contains several beaches and cays which provide homes for several turtle and manatee species. There are now hundreds of new invasive species in the Everglades, such as monk parakeets, feral pigs, black rats, and several reptiles. With more than 40 reptile species in Florida, it has the most anywhere in the world. Some reptile species which have recently found new homes in the Everglades are green iguanas, Nile monitors, and perhaps the most common, Burmese pythons. All of these reptiles have been introduced recently as pets. They quickly become popular in the pet trade due to their unique look and cheap price. Burmese pythons can be purchased in Florida for as cheap as $10. People don't realize how large they can get, reaching an average of 12 feet. When they get too large to care for, their owners simply dump them in the Everglades. In the last few years, the number of Burmese pythons, as well as other reptiles in the Everglades, has dramatically increased. The pythons are incredibly difficult to find due to the extensive hiding spots and the secluded terrain. They are such a big issue because they grow in number so quickly and consume almost anything. Burmese pythons share the top of the food chain in the Everglades with alligators and prey on 39 endangered species as well as 41 additional rare species. A park biologist estimated that there are still between 5,000 and 180,000 Burmese pythons in the wilderness areas of the Everglades. Unfortunately, most of the extraction methods are not very mild. On January 12, 2013, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission sponsored a Burmese python hunting competition, where the goal was to kill as many pythons as possible. It was a month-long event where around 68 pythons were killed. The person who caught the most snakes was awarded $1,500, and the person who killed the largest python was awarded $1,000. Thankfully, less harmful methods are now being considered and initiated to help combat the number of exotic snakes in the U.S., specifically the Everglades. One being, the United States Department of the Interior has now banned the purchase of 4 species: the Burmese python, 2 African rock python species, and the yellow anaconda. Hopefully, this will prevent the growth of Burmese pythons in the Everglades, as well as other species as well. And hopefully more people will try to relocate the pythons to zoos for educational purposes instead of trying to kill them off. But thankfully, we can see the fate of animals in people's interests. So far, over $9.5 billion has been spent to help restore the Everglades and protect the wildlife. Thank you.